Hi, I'm Katie Cleary, president and founder of World Animal News and Peace for Animals. And these are the top animal news stories making headlines and how you can get involved. We have some heartbreaking news to start out with today, as 6 park rangers have been attacked and killed by armed assailants in Virunga National Park. It is with immense sadness that Virunga National Park in the Democratic Republic of Congo confirms the death of 6 park rangers in attack by armed assailants on Sunday, January 10, 2021. One ranger was seriously wounded in the assault. Fortunately, the ranger has been taken to a hospital in Goma, and his injuries are no longer considered life-threatening. All efforts will be taken to bring the criminals to justice and sustain the rule of law within Virunga National Park. Our thoughts and prayers are with everyone in Virunga National Park, including the families and friends of the fallen rangers and the one surviving ranger. In marine wildlife news, after 19 days trapped in Japan's infamous cove, a young minke whale was brutally killed by Taiji fishermen. The struggling whale was brutally slaughtered by fishermen aboard boats owned by the Taiji Fisheries Association. Life Investigation Agency, in collaboration with the Dolphin Project, had been documenting the plight of the confined minke whale, which lost its life at the hands of the Taiji fishermen. Help us put an end to the cove once and for all. In wildlife news, 5 orangutans formerly kept as pets in West Borneo are rehabilitated and released back into their rainforest home. Sadly, their mothers have been killed so that their babies could be captured and sold on the black market as so-called pets. The release was carried out by the Natural Resources Conservation Agency for West Kalimantan, the Bukit Baka Bukit Raya National Park, and a team from International Animal Rescue Indonesia. In more wildlife news, 135 groups call on President-elect Joe Biden to sign an executive order declaring the extinction crisis a national emergency. The order illustrates how Biden can take bold, aggressive action to save endangered species without the involvement of Congress. The United States could be positioned as a leader in the fight to combat extinction, protect public lands and waters, curtail the international wildlife trade, and restore abundant wildlife populations across the nation. A One exclusive with filmmaker James Kleinart, the warrior who is saving America's last wild horses. Tragically, 455 of America's wild horses recently became the latest victims unfairly targeted by helicopters during yet another controversial Bureau of Land Management roundup under the guise of herd management. Juan had the opportunity to talk with Kleinart about his decades-long career advocating for wild horses as the oil, gas, mining, and cattle industries continue to take away their legal and environmental protections. This is one of the many issues Kleinart addresses in his latest documentary series titled Mustangs and Renegades. Watch his groundbreaking documentary and read more on worldanimalnews.com. In plant-based news, Just Egg has been added to the menu of more than 500 Daiko's fast food restaurants in China. Daiko's restaurants in Shanghai, Beijing, and other cities will introduce Just Egg in 3 breakfast burgers, 3 bagel sandwiches, and a Western breakfast plate. In legislative news, a new California law protecting wildlife from super toxic rat poisons took effect on January 1, 2021. The California Ecosystems Protection Act places important restrictions on the use of super toxic rat poison, known as second-generation anticoagulant rodenticides, to protect wildlife. The new law requires state regulators to reduce the threats to non-target wildlife before the restrictions on rodenticides is lifted. In more legislative news, a bill aiming to stop the wildlife trade for human consumption was just reintroduced in the U.S. House of Representatives. As previously reported by Juan, the bill, which was first introduced in September 2020, aimed to prohibit the import, export, and interstate trade of live wildlife for the purpose of human consumption. In the past 40 years, the worst pandemics and epidemics have all originated from the trade and consumption of animals amid the destruction of their habitats. For more breaking animal news stories and how you can help, visit worldanimalnews.com.